Allowing the eyes to close if that's comfortable for you. Maybe you prefer to keep the eyes slightly open, a very soft gaze. Taking a moment to sense all the way down into your feet, making sure your feet are flat on the floor, that you're sitting evenly in your chair, pressing down just a little bit down through the pelvis so that your spine lifts gently up, allowing the shoulders and arms to be relaxed so that your posture is both upright and relaxed. Your awareness is there's a balance between alertness and ease. And then rest your attention on your breathing, the sensations of the breath coming into the body and going out. Spending a few moments just coming into presence, allowing our nervous system to become more balanced. As you sit here observing your breathing, you just take one step back from awareness of sensation to notice the overall feeling in your body right now. Is the feeling tone of your body, is it pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, neither pleasant nor unpleasant, or mixed? Maybe there's a mixture of something's pleasant but something's unpleasant. So just overall, how do you feel right now? Pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, or mixed? Continue breathing a few more breaths, bringing curiosity to this feeling. If you feel a pleasant feeling, where do you feel it? Is it in one place? Is it spreading throughout your whole body? Is it in the body? Is it in the mind? Is it in both places? If you feel unpleasant, is that in the body? Is that in the mind? Bringing curiosity to your experience moment by moment. Judson Brewer, who I mentioned earlier, he says that curiosity feels good. It's a kind of reward in itself. So see if that's true. Does curiosity feel good? Does curiosity keep you anchored in this moment? Okay, in a few moments, we're going to practice a RAIN meditation. Many of you are familiar with RAIN, an acronym for recognize, allow, investigate, and nourish. But before we start our RAIN meditation, we're going to take a moment to reflect upon some habit that you would like to change. So maybe you'd like to watch less television. Maybe you'd like to be on social media less. Maybe you'd like to not snack after dinner. So whatever it is, some habit you have that you would like to be free from, that you'd like to have a little bit more flexibility, freedom, and not be tied to this thing, this old habit. So just taking another moment to choose one, just one habit. And maybe choose something that's not the biggest obstacle for you. You can if you want, but maybe you'd like to start a little smaller than that. Okay, so you've chosen your habit you'd like to free yourself from. So staying with that, so perhaps visualizing what the habit is, what it is that you do, where are you, what's happening, what are you doing when you engage in the habit, and then how is it that the habit makes you feel in the moment of doing it. And then in the moment later on, when you have a little regret, perhaps, frustration. Okay, so that's just a quick little investigation. We're going to go a little bit more deeply into this now. So again, put yourself in that place where you usually engage in this habit. Maybe it's your living room. Maybe it's on the subway, wherever you are. Just put yourself in that place. And breathe. So we're bringing our mindfulness now to our experience. We're bringing curiosity in. And we also want to remember to bring some gentleness in. So if at any point this becomes too uncomfortable or overwhelming, then you have permission to back out of the experience and just come back to your body. Maybe you feel your feet on the floor again. Maybe you come back to the sensations of breathing. You could even open your eyes to take a break if you need to. But otherwise, putting yourself in that place. And now you feel that impulse, that old familiar impulse coming up. Maybe, I know for me, it's to turn on the TV. So, what does that feel like? What does the impulse feel like? Is it an irritation? A discomfort? Is there a kind of a pulling you towards something? Or maybe it's a pushing away, something you want to avoid. Breathing into it, staying with it, turning toward the experience, and then getting a little more specific. Where in the body do you feel it? Do you feel something in the arms? Is it in your belly? In your jaw? What part of the body feels uncomfortable, like it wants something to change? Good, and so now we're going to continue the investigation. Again, what are the circumstances? Did you just get home from work? Are you lonely? Are you by yourself, or are you with other people who are engaging in the same activity? Is there a thought that's come through your head? Is it something you see in your environment. Like for me, is it that my chair faces the TV and the TV is right there, and if the TV is there, then it should be on. What is it that is happening? And then again, let's check in with the body. Good. And then continuing with investigating, maybe you can just reflect for a moment on, when did this habit start? And did you pick this habit up from your family, your friends, something in the culture? Maybe this is something that, quote unquote, everyone does. And so you can see that you and your experience might just be one part of this. Maybe there are other influences. Okay, and now we're going to imagine, we're going to visualize ourselves engaging in the behavior. There was the trigger, there were the circumstances. Now what's the behavior? Is it eating the ice cream? Is it turning on the TV? Is it having that drink? What does that feel like? The taste, the coolness going down the throat, or maybe if it's watching TV or social media, maybe it's a sense of checking out or getting out of your own life and getting into someone else's life, taking a break from your own life for a while. What is it? What is it that's happening? How do you feel in your body? Is there a sense of relief, release? Or maybe there's an excitement, feeling of novelty? And how long does that feeling last before it fades? Because all feelings change and shift, so this feeling will also change. So what happens next? What's left after the initial reward? Is there a feeling of needing to re-engage in the activity, eat more, watch more? Maybe you feel satisfied. Maybe there's a sense of satisfaction. How long does that last? And just one more question, which is, what is it that would really nourish you? Remember that initial impulse, the loneliness, the hunger, the worry. So what would really nourish you? What is it that would make the positive feeling last longer? Maybe it would be connecting with a friend, or seeing something really beautiful, maybe going outside, or Maybe it would be creating something new on your own, bringing something that didn't exist into existence. And this can be a challenging investigation. We want to make sure we're gentle, that we are understanding with ourselves. So it can help to place a hand or two on your heart just to remind yourself that this being human is not easy. We naturally fall into habits. In the beginning, maybe the habit is very innocent. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe it's the right thing to do. But over time, if we just keep doing the same thing over and over, it might become harmful. It just may not be what we need anymore. It's time to change. Sending yourself some compassion, some words of encouragement. Continuing to reflect on what that thing is that you really want. What do you really want? Maybe it's not the ice cream. Maybe it's not the news program. Maybe it's something else. Maybe you're not sure what that is. It can help to keep asking the question. And mindfulness helps us by keeping us right here, keeping us curious, keeping us connected, engaged with our own experience. Allowing the curiosity and the connection to nourish us. And we'll sit in quiet for a few more moments. Letting the reflection go, just coming back to sensations in the body, the breath, the feet on the floor. Tara Brach refers to this period as the after the rain, the period after the rain, and things are fresh, quiet. Maybe there's even a little sun coming out behind the clouds, or a rainbow bridge to something new.